Salute. Welcome to Wild Country Daily Updates. This is from dailymail.com. Markets tank as Trump declares a national emergency. It goes on to say, President Trump declared a national emergency on electricity in the United States and doubled tariffs on aluminum and steel from Canada. It goes on to say that the dramatic move was in response to tariffs levied by America's neighbors to the north. Trump, in a lengthy post on his social account on Tuesday, also threatened to permanently shut down the Canadian auto sector. See, now we're playing games because we all know most of our stuff comes from China, but a lot of our other stuff comes from Canada. A big portion comes from Canada. As the president ramps up his trade war, he said the only thing to make his tariff stop is for Canada to become the 51st state. Why is it so important for them to become the 51st state? Why? The stock market dropped over 500 points as nervous investors worry about a potential recession. Trump's increase in tariffs from 25% to 50% will go into effect on Wednesday, he said. He declared on Truth Social, based on Ontario, Canada, placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming in the United States. I have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada, one of the highest tariffing nations anywhere in the world. It also goes on to say, I will shortly be declaring a national emergency on electricity within the threatened area, he added. See, that tells me that something is about ready to happen to our power grid. For him to put out the national emergency, for Gaza to have their electricity shut off from Israel, now Canada is threatening us to shut off electricity. I think something's going to happen with our power grid real soon. So everyone, keep your head up. Keep your eyes and ears open. Because this, I think, is going to get nasty. And I think this is why they're having them war games. Because now, China, Russia, and Iran is having their war game in the Gulf, I want to say. So, things are starting to heat up. Ford, a conservative politician who runs Canada's most populous province, says he's ready to shut the electricity off completely if America continues to escalate. And the people that we have elected, the people that we have elected at the moment, they're gonna push the issue. Because they're good. They don't care about us poor people. They don't care about us middle class people. The wealthy rich, they're good. So they don't have nothing to worry about. They got their things set up with bunkers, with all the power that they can have, with all the food that they can have. So that's why they're not worried. That's why they don't worry about doing this and doing that with tariffs. It's going to get nasty, like I said. He raged, why would our country allow another country to supply us with electricity? Even for a small area who made these decisions. And why? And can you imagine Canada stooping so low as to use electricity that so affects the life of innocent people as a bargaining chip and threat? They will pay a financial price for this so big that it will be read about in history books for many years to come. So now, I want to show you this other article. It has to do with electricity also. Hang on. And be patient. Hang on. Come on. Come on. This is from the Independent. Inside Gaza, where electricity has been cut off by the Israelis. Tuesday, March 11, 2025. Food prices are soaring, hospitals have ground to a halt, and people are burning rubbish to cook. Palestinian civilians and medics have warned after Israel suspended the entry of goods and electricity into Gaza. See? So that tells me that they're having trade wars or whatever. The move has led to a hike in prices of essential foods as well as fuel, forcing many to ration their meals. The disruption of power is also affecting wastewater treatment plants and a water desalination plant that produces clean water. Rahama Salim, 38, a mother of 7, said that food stuffs, including meat, chicken, and vegetables, are disappearing, and what is available, such as potatoes, have nearly quadrupled in price. How can I feed my children? Even water has become less available. After the announcement of cutting off electricity to desolation plants, she said. So this almost sounds like U.S., but it's not. It's Gaza. With the lack of cooking gas and now on firewood, she said they have been reduced to burning rubbish, including plastic, to try to cook, which is making her family sick. Of course, you're not supposed to ingest plastic. So yeah, it's not just U.S., it's all over the world that they're having trade wars with food, water, medical, you name it. They're trying to make us live a miserable life. And as of right now, they're not doing a good job, but they're almost there. Now, I want to show you another article. Look at this. I should have just did a live stream, but oh well. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a live stream on news. This is from the AP. Ontario slaps 25% tax increase on electricity exports to U.S. in response to Trump's trade war. So why can't they just keep it at that? Why do they have to threaten us to shut off electricity? Why can't they just slap 25% tax increase? Yes, it's going to hurt a lot of us, the poor, the middle. It's going to hurt a lot. But it's a lot better than having our power shut off. Which eventually, I guess in time, you will get your power shut off if you're living in poor class. And possibly middle class people. Before you know it, the middle class people would become the new poor. And then before you know it, the poor class that we know as of now is going to be in a rough predicament because their power and stuff is going to be getting shut off because they're not going to be able to afford it. It goes on to say Ontario's premier, the leader of Canada's most populous province, announced that effective Monday it is charging 25% more for electricity to 1.5 million American homes and businesses in response to U.S. President Donald Trump Trade. Ontario provides electricity to Minnesota, New York, and Michigan. I will not hesitate to increase this charge. If the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said at a news conference in Toronto, "Believe me when I say, do not do this. Believe me when I say, I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people who didn't start this trade war. It's one person who is responsible. It's President Trump. So then just keep at it with President Trump. If you don't want to do this, you don't have to do this. Ford, Mr. Ford, let me talk to you for a second. If you don't want to do this, if you're not that evil, like what they're trying to make you out to be, then don't do it. Just go at it back and forth with Trump. Get a deal set. Don't act evil in front of the cameras just because they want you to be evil. Be a stand-up guy. Do what you think is best. Shutting off the electricity to millions of Americans, is that what's best? No, it's not. Goes on to say Quebec is also considering taking similar measures with electricity exports to the U.S. Minnesota says Ontario tariff will have minimal impact. That's what they say now. So yeah, I'm going to leave the link to these articles in the description down below. Make sure you hit that like button, share the video out, and thank you everyone for your support. I appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. If you could, leave a small tip. I don't care if it's $1. If you can't, I get it. I understand we're all in a tight budget right now. But if you feel the need and can, it's greatly appreciated. And until next time, peace.